Hey YouTube, Matchaz 860. Smoking the Friday Savinelli. Haunted bookshop, of course. Out here at Fisher Meadows. Beautiful summer morning. Summertime comes and I have these flashbacks from summers gone by. Thought I'd tell a story today about my first smoking experience. Back in 1967 when I was like 12 years old. It was the same summer that I did a video called My Weirdest Story, or My Weird Story, or something like that. Every kid in my neighborhood took the summer off and went elsewhere, and I was going to be spending the summer by myself. And I decided early on that I was probably going to have to get to know the kids up in the other end of the neighborhood. I kind of knew them, but usually avoided them too. So this one particular morning, right after school had let out for the summer, got on my bike and I rode up to the other end of the neighborhood. Saw these kids out in this one yard. Figured I'd do a flyby and rode down to the end of the street, which was a dead end. Circled around, came back, rode up on the lawn where the kids were. I was standing there with the bike kind of balanced between my legs in case I had to make a quick getaway. Asked them what they were doing. They were waiting for this other kid to come out of his house. And they said, "We're going to go smoke some reeds." I had no clue what they were talking about, of course. This other kid comes walking across the yard looking real paranoid. Somebody said to him, "Did you get it?" He pulls a matchbook out of his pocket just so the top was sticking out. He goes, "Yeah." So we all started heading towards the end of the street. When we got to the dead end, there was this huge bush over to the left. It's about the size of a small car. One by one, these kids spread open the branches of this bush and got underneath it. So I followed in. Nice and shady inside, all kinds of room. So each one of the kids started grabbing dead stalks of this bush that were left over from the year before. snapping off these cigar-sized sticks. Somebody handed me one. I put it in my mouth and it had a really nice draw on it. I was looking at it, it had little tubes running through the center of the wood. One by one, each kid lit their reed. Billows of smoke. So somebody handed me the matches and I lit mine. Tasted like burning wood. Although I think, if I remember correctly, there was a faint chocolate or coffee note to it. Not 100% bad. So we're underneath there acting cool and doing our thing. All of a sudden, it got real bright. This kid who had gotten the matches, his mother had her head stuck in the bush. "You kids get out of there." She reached in and grabbed that kid. Pulled him through the bush. We're all stamping our reeds out. We got out of that bush, scared to death. We went around the side and looked up the street. This kid's mother was dragging him by the ear, screaming and yelling at him. I don't remember anything else about that day. But one thing I do remember, because I ended up spending a good deal of time at that end of the neighborhood that summer. We never saw that kid again. And I don't think we ever went back and enjoyed the smoke of those reeds. Too funny. So that's the story of my first smoke. Thanks an awful lot for joining me. Have a great weekend.